Today, we are going to show you 10 animals that picked the wrong animal to challenge and mess with the wrong opponent. Stick around to learn about the legendary tigress of Ranthambore that killed a crocodile in an epic battle. Number 10. Wasp vs. Tarantula. Ah yes, the creepy crawlies of the Wild Wild West. These guys get into fights too, and although they might not be anywhere as huge as other animals, it can get down and dirty. This footage was recorded by a 9-year-old kid resident in Sonoran Desert, Arizona, USA. Here is an epic battle between a giant tarantula and a spider-killing wasp, also known as a tarantula hawk. The footage showed the tarantula hawk, or spider killer, trying to paralyze its enemy by stinging it. After stinging its prey and paralyzing it permanently without killing it, the wasp would then drag it to its lair, where it would then lay a single egg inside the tarantula's abdomen. When the egg hatched, the little baby wasp would start eating the tarantula from the inside out, while the tarantula would still be alive and in tremendous pain. Does nature always have to be so gruesome about these things? Number 9. Rhinos teach hippo not to mess with the wrong group. There is something unbelievably riveting about watching two of Africa's biggest and heaviest animals, the hippo and the rhinoceros, battling it out in the thick. Or is it just me? Anyway, this took place somewhere near the airstrip in the Malamala Game Reserve, a national park in South Africa. In the footage recorded by the reserve's head ranger, a hippo that was clearly way in over its head can be seen trying its luck with a group of rhinos. The area surrounding the airstrip was already barren, and the hippo wandered right into the rhinos' territory. These rhinos just didn't like another chunky boy waltzing into their territory. The head ranger also noted that such an interaction was very rare, and fights between both huge animals were unnatural at best. Side note, a group of rhinos is called a crash. Don't ask why, I don't know either, but I'm sure that one unlucky hippo flight might have figured it out. Number 8. Chimps vs. Raccoon, the tale of a flying intruder. If you grew up with siblings, this one might be a relatable fight for you. An unfortunate, curious raccoon found its way into the chimpanzee enclosure at the zoo. The chimpanzees were not amused or interested in having any trespassers or visitors, so they chased the smaller animal down and gave it a proper beating. I'm talking about a full-on smacking around, fist-pounding type of beating. It was not pretty. Human visitors at the zoo all whipped out their phones to record the chimps as they mercilessly harassed the intruder. They knocked the smaller animal around as it tried to escape. They even sent it flying high in the air. The chimps literally said, "Yeep!" The helpless raccoon almost evaded its angry hunters, but one chimpanzee grabbed it by the tail and flung it like a booger right across the exhibit. The poor thing eventually survived the torment and escaped. Oh, the beautiful harshness of the animal kingdom. Number 7. Primate family feud. You know when you and your sibling or a family member get into a fight and everyone's just angry and irritated, and there's a lot of yelling? I mean, being in quarantine for almost a whole year tends to do that to you, so you imagine what it would do to animals. Just take that scenario and multiply it by 100, and you have what happened at the Woodland Park Zoo in May 2020. A group, or family, of gorillas broke into a fight when none of the zookeepers or other humans were awake. The cameras revealed the truth. Gorillas tend to be more on the gentle side, but they sure do pack a lot of heat with their bite force and muscle power. If anyone takes a blow to the head from these animals, it could even be fatal. They might be gentle giants, but family conflicts do occur among them. That's just nature. A baby gorilla was caught in the crossfire and was badly injured, sustaining a gory bite to the head, a fractured skull, and a severe laceration. Poor little thing. Number 6. Zebra knocks the living daylights out of a wildebeest. Zebras and wildebeest are often known to maintain a certain symbiotic and peaceful relationship. They do this by feeding on the different parts of the same plants in the savanna. Both species are often seen living happily together without any frequent altercations. However, on this particular day in Nguze Game Reserve at the Kumasinga Hide, something unbelievable happened when a herd of zebras attacked a lost wildebeest calf. A herd of approximately 40 wildebeest approached the waterhole, and one of the calves got confused and tried to attach itself to the zebras. It's not uncommon for a lost wildebeest calf to attach itself to a group of animals, and sometimes even humans, for security. You would think zebras would be understanding, but maybe they were just really pissed off that day. As you would expect, the lost little calf started yelling and calling out for its mother. This must have startled or irritated the zebras, leading them to view it as a threat to their security. They started kicking and beating the little thing as it continued to bleat for help. Number 5. Hippo versus elephant, the ultimate chunky boy face-off. In 2013, a photographer named Nicole Camera was fortunate, or not, to witness an exciting face-off between a hippopotamus and a large African elephant. This huge elephant apparently crossed into the hippo's turf by crossing a river called the Chobe River, within which an island sat in the middle. After the elephant crossed the river and into the hippo's turf, this one hippo was not happy and sprung to defend its territory. The photographer watched and photographed as the partially submerged hippopotamus emerged from the murky waters and swam towards the elephant. The latter stood impassively near the shoreline. When the hippo emerged onto the island, it showed off massive teeth and jaws in an attempt to intimidate the trespassing elephant. Hippos pose little threat to elephants, the largest land animal, but this particular one seemed confident that it could fight off the elephant. Eventually, when more elephants showed up to stand with their comrade, the hippo got the message and backed down immediately. Number 4. Gorilla versus wildlife photographer. Almost any wildlife photographer will probably tell you that their chosen profession comes with inevitable hazards and risks. After all, you can't predict how Mother Nature or wildlife will behave, and both can turn on you at any given moment without warning. Unlucky wildlife photographer Christopher Courteau, 46, was taking snaps of a group of silverback gorillas in the forest of the Volcanoes National Park in Rwanda, when the alpha male of the family began to charge at him unexpectedly, clenching his fist tightly before tackling the photographer in a display of wanton aggression. Remarkably, Chris managed to capture the gorilla on camera moments before escaping the attack. Number 3. Jaguar versus Cayman. Jaguars have some of the most powerful bites of any big cat. They can instantly kill and paralyze prey, so it would not surprise you that they operate with certain confidence, knowing that they can kill just about anything. A big cat photographer, Steve Winter, made his way to Brazil's Pantanal National Park in 2016. He was on a mission to document jaguars, and he had been trailing one particular 10-year-old jaguar named Scarface. What a name! Out of nowhere, Scarface shocked Winter and Gregory with an incredible kill. Scarface suddenly bobbed his head underwater to grasp his prey with his mighty teeth firmly. When Scarface emerged from the water, he had a caiman in his jaws. Caimans are a type of large crocodile-like reptile, and this one was a goner with the hungry Scarface. The attack was fast and swift and absolutely inescapable for the caiman. Number 2. Tiger versus crocodile. This photo shows a tiger putting in all its energy to kill off this croc. Question is it real? Well, absolutely. Big cats attacking these bigger reptiles are not an uncommon occurrence. However, what determines success is who surprises who first, since they are both ambush predators that wait for prey to come close enough for an attack. This photo depicts one of the most shocking battles between wild animals ever captured on camera. A Bengal tigress named Makli made news headlines worldwide as the legendary tigress of Ranthambore when she was filmed killing a 14-foot, 4.3-meter crocodile in a wetland area of India's Ranthambore Tiger Reserve. Makli attacked the reptilian to protect her cubs. That's one protective mama tiger. Number 1. An epic three-way clash in Kenya. This three-way battle would top those by 1,000 times. A safari live crew happened upon just such a scene of young lions that had started stalking some adult black rhinos guarding a calf. It didn't take long for the rhinos to detect the threat, and the larger of the two, a bull, charged at the cats to run them off. Then, out of nowhere, elephants charged into the scene. The lions retreated, realizing they were outmatched, leaving the other large animals to a tense standoff. In the end, the elephants backed off, leaving the day's success to the rhinos.